Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer. And we are a middle aged couple with a Regal Unlimited subscription and an unreasonable fondness for movie theater popcorn.
And mystery movies.
Mm-hmm.
We do love a good mystery movie
We do. We do.
because it makes us see things we would never see otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Things we couldn't imagine seeing ever before.
Well, or something that you haven't actually heard of at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, so
I didn't
what
see
did we
any
go
advertising
see?
or any
What did we
promotion
go
for
see?
this. What is it called? It's called
Good luck.
Good Luck,
Have fun,
Don't Die. And it is a new film from Gore Verbinski, who did the Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
And as I had to look up, because I'm like, I know this guy has done other things. He did The Cure for Wellness, is the last movie that he did, which was like 8 or 9 years ago at this point. So I don't know actually what he's been up to the last few years.
Apparently
He
this.
was a television commercial director before he made movies and created the Budweiser Frogs.
I did not know that.
I did not know that
All
either.
right, well,
I
there you
learned
go.
that on the way home.
And apparently he's also a musician.
Yes.
He does guitars and among other things for
Yep.
this movie. He
Yep.
wrote the theme song.
Yep.
And he comes out clearly this is a passion project for him because he comes out before the movie. If you see it as the mystery movie, he comes out before the movie and says, I don't always get things right and sometimes I step on people's toes, but hey, it's a movie. That is basically the introduction you get.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what is going to happen next?
Yep.
So we can talk about the setup and the premise. Do you want to spoil it?
I feel like I think we should say up front that we're going to talk thoroughly about this movie and spoil the hell out of it because there's literally no way to talk about it if you don't.
Right.
And I don't think a whole ton of people that are watching this are going to go see this movie. But if you think you're going to go see it, you really probably shouldn't listen to much more than maybe the next 20 seconds of what we say.
Maybe a little more than that.
Well, like the next little bit, but we'll tell you when to stop listening because I think part of the entertainment of this movie was the what the fuckness of it. And I think if you know anything about it, the what the fuckness of it isn't quite there.
Yeah. So, the Regal app. So the first time I ever heard about this movie was it appeared in the Regal app today as a coming soon movie. And
After we had bought the mystery movie tickets a few weeks ago, right?
Because of course, if somebody doesn't know, if this is your first of our videos, you're watching the mystery movie program. It's Monday. They charge $5 for a ticket or $0 for Regal Unlimited members, and you get to see a movie, but you don't know what movie it's going to be.
You just know the rating and roughly how long it would be.
Yeah, and they typically do this with movies they don't think are going to do well, just from brand recognition. So, movies that are a little different, a little strange, a little offbeat.
Under advertised.
So, the entire description on the Regal app was that this is a movie about Sam Rockwell walks into a diner and takes it hostage. And the 40 people in the diner, their lives will never be the same again. That's all you know from the copy for this movie.
That's all he knew. I knew zero.
Yeah. I assumed that meant this was going to be like a thriller, like a police standoff. So,
So this is the point where if you think you're going to see this movie, turn this video off. It's been nice. Thank you. We appreciate the view.
Okay.
Everybody else, you can continue.
And once I tell you the premise, then you can turn off the video. Like you can stop at any point.
You should not know the premise. You should have stopped.
I'm saying if you are still watching,
yes,
even past the spoiler fence, you can still stop at any time if you don't want to know what happens next.
Sure, you are a free and autonomous human being to do as you will.
Yes. So I'm just stalling a little bit. So okay, so the Sam Rockwell is dressed in a plastic raincoat with wiring all over his beanie hat and around him and circuit boards hanging off of him.
And some of the wires are like big and full of liquid and goo and stuff.
And some of those are leaking, and he appears to have a bomb strapped to his midriff. And he's holding a plunger detonator. And he claims that he has a bomb, so everybody has to listen to him. And he explains that the end of the world is coming, but that the 40 or so people in this diner can help him stop the apocalypse because he comes from the future. He has traveled back from the future where an AI has destroyed the world, and he is the only chance it's got, where we have, to stop that from happening in our world. So he, obviously, a lot of people in the diner are upset about this. They're scared, they're confused and angry, and some of them try to get past him, but no, he's got a bomb, so they have to listen to what he has to say. He then proves that he knows everybody in the diner by talking about the things about them that nobody could possibly know. And it becomes clear pretty quick into the movie that no, he's completely serious. He is in fact a time traveler. He
has been there 117 times.
He repeats this multiple times through the movie.
This, however, is not the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie is at the high school.
No. They cut to the high school later.
Oh, okay. Never mind that.
So, among the people he chooses for so he picks like 6 people that he's going to take with him on his mission to save the world. And among the 2 people that he picks are Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz, who are high school teachers.
And Haley Lou Richardson from, I think it's the first season of The White Lotus that she was in. And a dude that I spent the whole time going, why do I recognize this guy? Where do I recognize this guy? And at the end, Dave was like, this guy was on Taskmaster. I'm like, yes. Yes. And then...
And was there somebody else?
Juno Temple.
And Juno Temple.
And then some guy that I had never seen before.
Okay. So he picks his people, and he's going to go on this mission to save the world. He explains that not all of them are going to make it. Some of them volunteer anyway. Some of them he just grabs and says, okay, you're on the team. At which point the cops show up and start besieging the diner, and it's clear that they're going to kill everybody inside. This is not just a police raid, that something else is going on. Then we cut to Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz teaching high school, and it was... This movie is very funny. I will give it that.
It is aptly described as basically like kind of like a sci-fi comedy.
Yes.
And yeah, so you're supposed to get the vibe that this is a high school in California. And Zazie Beetz is an actual teacher, and Michael Pena is somebody who is is her boyfriend who hasn't had a steady job, so she's gotten him a position as a sub. He's like all nervous about his first day at school, and he goes into this classroom, and all of these, I guess they do say it's 11th grade English.
Which, can I just say, if you are a substitute teacher on your first day of 11th grade English, don't try to teach Anna Karenina to the children. That's crazy.
You teach whatever is on the curriculum that you are given.
Yeah.
The likelihood that there is a high school in this country, like a broad-based public high school that's still teaching Anna Karenina, is 0. But whatever. The thing that they're also not teaching is books on paper where you have to read the whole book to begin with, whatever the book is.
Okay.
So,
but it's quite clear very quickly that this is a heightened reality. This is not intended to be one-for-one reality here.
It isn't, but not at that moment. That's not 100% clear. Because you don't know that you're actually in the same reality as, or this might be some earlier time. Who the fuck knows what's going on? Anywho, the school is bizarre. The kids are all on their phones, and they're all addicted to their phones, and all hypnotized by their phones, but they're also still children.
They're incredibly abusive to their teachers.
Yes.
Just threatening them outright. And then an alarm goes off, and there's apparently a school shooting going on.
And it's just
and
it's just
so
Tuesday.
blasé about it, so bored with this whole thing. So they all go in the panic room, and that's where one of the students basically psychologically destroys one of the teachers in just a chilling moment of cinema. that is incredibly funny.
It's incredibly funny, and every single thing that girl has said has been said to a teacher, like in today, somewhere in this country, right? Just not always all strung together as one conversation, but just all the ways that you needle an aging teacher who is like
He's 35.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be here forever if we tell you the whole plot of this movie.
Yes, we are describing every single moment.
Michael Pena accidentally touches one of the phones of the students, and it has an unprecedented effect, which is that it turns all the students into zombies. They're phone zombies, and they start pursuing him and Zazie Beetz around the school like they're going to kill them.
And all the adults, eventually, yeah.
Well, specifically the two of them.
Yes.
And it's like they're going to kill them.
Yep.
It's quite clear they're going to kill them. Crazily enough, they have like science fiction guns that can turn off phones. Don't worry. It's not explained in the movie either. We just go with it. And they manage to escape. Cut back to the diner. And Juno Temple is able to find a way to get out of the diner and get away from the police. And everyone's like, how are you able to do that? How did you possibly know that there was a secret tunnel in this diner that would lead exactly where we need to go? And then we cut to Juno Temple's
backstory,
which is that her son just died in a school shooting. And this part was so tone deaf. Like I
didn't think it was. The whole point was that it was tone deaf.
Okay.
The point is heightened ridiculousness that the society is so inured to school shootings that because cloning technology exists, you can basically clone your kids over and over, and the first time you lose your kid in a school shooting, you're sad, but afterwards you know exactly how this goes. It is part of the routine. And so, it's these three, moms who lunch kind of people who are talking her through this process while she's upset that her child has died. And they're like, basically all our kids just died too, but it turns out they hadn't died for the first time.
Yeah. So they clone the kid, and Juno Temple's kid, and he comes back, but he doesn't come back right. He's weird. And clearly, he's giving her ad content, SpawnCon, and the whole thing. And he's just not the same kid. So then a random man comes up to her and says, oh, but you can actually get your kid back. You just get his voice on an earpiece. But you can get a little hard drive you carry around that has your kid on it. And then they talk to you. They talk to you through the earpiece. And you can have your actual child back. Yay. This is not suspicious at all. So Juno Temple signs up immediately, gets the earpiece. This will come in. This is very important later.
I am looking at the time.
Yeah.
And thinking that
we need to jump forward.
We need to, rather than describe this whole thing, because it's very convoluted. There's all sorts of just utter craziness. The point is, we get a bunch of backstories of the people that are in this group. And then we see the group, their goal is to get to the house of this 9-year-old boy in sort of a Terminator-ish kind of way, right? Like this guy has come back to get this 9-year-old boy. Yeah, it's inevitable that he's going to create this AI that's going to destroy things. AI is inevitable. But if we get to him, we can put something in the AI that will make it less destructive.
So he has a thumb drive. And if you can plug the thumb drive into the AI, it will make it
more human-friendly. And so it's kind of this quest, right? Yeah. So we see them on the quest. We see the backstories of some of the people on the quest to kind of explain what's going on. It gets progressively more and more surreal and insane, and surreal and insane. It's bugfuck crazy.
At one point, a giant cat monster shows up and starts eating the teenagers. Why was the cat monster helping them?
The cat monster, I don't know, was really helping them. I think they manifested the cat monster because they were making jokes.
It drove off the teenagers so they could go to the boys' house. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like we said, surreal.
It's very surreal, and it's basically a story about like everything, right? It's a story about mothers and sons. It's a story about the kind of inevitability of AI, children like absorbed by the AI. When you finally get into the house and see this 9-year-old kid, the best casting in this movie is this 9-year-old kid.
Oh my God.
Who is this surreal zombie child who has this one monologue.
Creepy as hell.
Creepy, creepy, creepy. The kid is like feeding himself Cheetos. And so he's got this like ghost white makeup and I'm going to assume a hair cap rather than actually having shaved his head, but this bald head and Cheeto dust around his, crust of Cheeto dust around his lips that he just keeps for, the rest of his dialogue, right? And it's amazing. This kid is so good. He has this one monologue that's really creepy. It's doubly creepy because the kid is 9. And he just does it so well. Like, I looked this kid up. He is going to be in the Masters of the Universe movie that's coming out this summer. But I hope he grows up and does something because he was really good.
Do we stop spoiling the movie at this point?
Yes, just because otherwise we'll be here for another 2 hours explaining the plot.
So we want to explain the rest of the movie. It's bizarre.
Just crazy.
It gets really crazy.
It gets more and more surreal. And, it in science fiction kind of ways of, it's the Terminator. It's the guy who's come back from the past to kind of change the future. Right?
The future comes back to change the past.
Guy from the future comes back to the past to change the future. I said that so very wrong. And that dynamic carries on throughout, but it's not, you're not satisfied with it, and you're not necessarily satisfied with the resolution, and I like that you're not satisfied with the resolution.
The resolution is complicated, and it's not as simple as we've made it sound.
Exactly. This movie is more complex than our completely convoluted explanation.
But this is also a movie that every stop and turn along the way, Sam Rockwell continues to say, it's going to get weird. It's going to be mindfucks in there. You cannot predict what's going to happen, and it won't be what you think it is. And things will change, and things, it will do anything. This AI will do anything to mess with your mind. Well, guess what? He's describing Gore Verbinski.
Yeah.
And yes, what happens in this movie is bizarre. So, it's a crazy movie.
It's a crazy movie.
Very funny.
It's very of the moment, like you're sitting in a darkened movie theater, where movie is like everybody is fucking hypnotized by their phones, and some asshole pulls out their phone in the middle of the movie and turns it on,
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, it is very much, like they used to say about Black Mirror, that the plot of every Black Mirror episode was, if phones, but bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
It's definitely one of those, and it's also very terrified of children. Yeah. Like just the entire thing of the movie is that AI and children are basically the same, and they are terrifying.
Working in cahoots.
And so as a teacher, I find both of those messages very, very interesting, and very, very interesting to combine them. And perhaps that's why I enjoyed this movie so much. And that if I wasn't thinking about this through literally the lens of teaching 11th grade and, knowing that 11th and 12th graders are sucked into the AI doom, and that the kids that come behind them have less brain capacity, like, it's just like, yeah. But it is overstated, right?
Yes,
like,
it's very broad.
It's very broad, and it's so zany. It's so zany, but not quite zany enough to like have everybody in giggles, right? Like It was really like me giggling a lot. This guy who was sitting next to you who was giggling at literally everything, who I think was just way out of
He was high.
He
or
was
something.
a little altered.
Yeah.
And then you occasionally giggling sometimes. I don't
okay.
feel like there were moments where I felt like everybody in the theater was laughing at the same thing.
That's probably true. I
Yeah.
will say that the biggest spoiler for me
And there were
about
more
this
than 3
movie,
people in this theater, mind you.
the biggest spoiler for me about this movie is that you liked it.
Yeah, I did.
I thought you were going to hate this.
I could see why you would think
Yeah.
I would hate this movie, but no, I mean I'm not necessarily saying I would advocate tons of people seeing it. You know, like I quickly looked at the Wikipedia page for it, and one of the reviews of it that was quoted was kind of comparing it to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Interesting.
And I can
it has a similar tone in that it's like
in the fantastic.
in the fantastic. Yeah, it starts in a place that looks kind of like our world, but even that's a little heightened, and then it just takes it to 11.
Yeah,
over
and that's the only actual comparison. But, you know, in terms of comparison on how I reacted to it, you know, like this one, like, hit me in places in terms of, like, making me think about things.
Well, it's about teachers.
But it's because it was about teachers and AI, right? And I think if I weren't a teacher and I weren't thinking about AI, I don't think it would have hit me the same way. And I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once, you know, there's lots of people you could be.
Yes.
And have that movie hit you in some way.
Everything Everywhere All at Once literally appealed to every single person in the theater we were in.
Yeah.
And the incredible experience of watching that movie in a theater.
Yeah.
And feeling just the pheromones washing through the theater of joy as that movie went on.
And surprise and confusion and, you know, like, what the fuck? And, like, laughing through what the fuck.
And this movie ain't it. It's not the same.
Yeah.
This is a pitch dark comedy.
Yeah.
Where literally school shootings are for comic effect. And you got to accept that if you're going to watch this movie. Because I saw that and I was like, oh, Jennifer has to live with this shit. Has to live with school shootings and the knowledge that your school could be next. You're not going to appreciate this, but you did.
No,
so great.
I appreciated what it was doing with it. Was like, look how fucking ridiculous this is that people would just take it as Tuesday, right? Like, and take that attitude to not 11, but like 40, you know? And like, I appreciated what it was trying to say. I could see people watching this movie and not enjoying it in that light, right? But yeah, I actually enjoyed this movie. I'm glad we saw it. It's not to everybody's taste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it too. I like the absurdity of it. I like dark humor. But man, you could really bounce off this movie if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
I think Sam Rockwell was amazing in this.
He was
like
great.
you said, this is the role he was born
this
for.
is a Sam Rockwell role. Just loud, assertive, and
Dancing.
vaguely insane.
And dancing all the time.
And in motion all the time. And in vaguely insane up until it's clear he's completely insane. Up
Except
until
that
it's clear he's
really
also
sane.
saner than anybody else in the room, right? Like that. I
Yeah,
just feel like that's
he
Sam
pulls it
Rockwell
off.
in a
He
nutshell.
really does. There are so many moments in the movie where it was like, oh, this is going to turn out to all be a ruse. Nope, he's completely sincere about everything he's saying.
He is not lying at all. He's telling you the truth as he knows
He's
it.
truly trying to save the world, and that means that everything around him becomes absurd.
Yeah.
Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz were so much fun. They have so much chemistry together.
Yes.
Who's the one who played the princess?
Haley Lou Richardson.
Okay, she is great. I've
Yes.
seen her in something else, and she was great in that, and she's great in this. She's one of those actors like Josh Reynolds. What's the
Josh O'Connell.
Josh O'Connor.
No, Josh O'Connor. Yes, who looks like
disappear.
Looks
in the
like
background.
everybody. You know,
They
like,
don't disappear in the background. They've actually got a lot of talent, and they're very good at taking up space on the screen.
it's just not distinctive faces.
You're just never going to remember that face.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're hearing this.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing to say, I guess, for an actor. But I was blown away by Josh O'Connor in the Knives Out movie, and I was blown away by this performance. Yeah, it's just, and it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stuff in this movie that just looks terrible because it's horrible CGI, but most of the movie just looks fantastic. And it just never lets up for a second. There's
Nope.
just something going on
Nope.
every second of this movie, and you're totally like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you're trying to like keep up,
Yep.
and you can just keep up with it. It
Mm-hmm.
never gets away from you. Like, you never get to a point where you're like, I have no idea what's going on. But you get to a point where you're like, wait, I need a second to connect all these things, and the movie doesn't give you that second. It keeps moving.
It doesn't, except it kind of does. At the very, very end,
Okay.
there are a series of things that you see that you realize you saw earlier in the movie, didn't make sense to you when it was shown to you earlier in the movie,
Yeah.
and then you had seen them across the movie. And,
Sure.
you know, like those kinds of moments, I always appreciate a movie when it's the kind of movie that's telling you, oh, we actually did give you clues to what was going on, but you didn't recognize them, and now these clues mean something to you.
Yeah.
I always appreciate that.
It's a movie that trusts its audience.
Yeah.
Not to be offended, not to be just walk out because of how absurd it is, not to miss the clues, etc. And that's so rare.
Yeah.
And it just really is enjoyable when the director takes the audience, you know, as they are, and doesn't try to spoon feed them everything.
It's not a movie that you can watch while you're looking at a phone.
Definitely not.
You definitely can.
And the message of the movie is don't look at your phone. But yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. Recommended.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Two
recommend it.
recommendations.
Yeah.
We absolutely enjoyed it. Go out and see it in the 5 seconds this is going to be in the theater.
Whatever day it's supposed to actually come out in the theater, like you're going to go see it that day, and because it'll be gone then afterwards, but I'm sure someone will pick it up for streaming.
This was definitely a Monday mystery movie. It reminded me of Novocaine or Boy versus World, whatever. With Bill
Oh
Skarsgård.
yeah. Well, it reminds me more of that because that movie I also had never heard of.
Yeah.
Right? Novocaine was advertised. We knew that movie was coming out. But this, I had never seen an ad I mean, we haven't been to a Regal in a couple of weeks, but I haven't seen an ad for it. I looked at the app, I guess maybe last week, and it wasn't in the app
was
last
not.
week. And I also haven't seen out in the wild anything that tells me that this movie is coming out. So I just literally had no clue that this was a thing that existed.
Yeah.
Which, you know, there have been a number of movies that we've seen, you know, good or bad, that I just literally didn't know were things.
Yeah.
Oh Hi, My Old Ass.
Sure.
Right, like
oh,
that
My
movie,
Old Ass was so good.
I had no idea that was a movie. Like, that was so good. Nobody saw it. That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciate like going out to see these movies
Yep.
and to see something that I think this movie is going to come and go, and I otherwise would never have heard of it.
Yep.
So.
There have been some terrible Monday mystery movies, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's good, it's real good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something you'll never see again, so
Yeah.
you might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time.
Farewell.
Bye.